You don't need to copy the question. Some of these questions, or the way they are asked, have come out in your WA, all these before. Okay? Okay, yes, this is the first question. By writing each values to one significant figure, estimate this calculation. So if you go and straight away press calculator, you straight away wrong already. So what they want you to do is each values. Now here got 1, 2, 3, 3 values. So they want you to round off each of these values to one significant figure first. That is the very first step that you should do. You don't do, you straight away get 0 already. So 3.93 is a 3 significant number. If we only want the first significant, we look at the second significant. We look at 9. Since it is bigger or equals to 5, we have to round up the first significant figure. So 3.93 become 4. Same, we look at the second significant figure, less than 5, so we don't round up. So 3 remain as 3. Then the bottom one, we want one significant figure, we look at the second significant. So round up becomes 6. Very good. Okay? This one is an easy question. Everyone must be able to do this type of question. Okay? Just that you need to know, you round off first because they say each value. Can? Okay, next topic. Prime factorization. Okay? Factors are numbers that we can divide exactly by. So for example, let's say I start with the number 72. I want to find what are the prime factors. Meaning, I want to rewrite 72 as what is 72? 72 is something times something times something times something. Okay? So how do I do my prime factorization? You must know your prime numbers. The smallest building block of factors. So the prime factors are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. Okay, very good. I thought why suddenly you're so happy because of prime factors, prime numbers. Okay. How we remember, actually also quite simple. The first one is always 2. Then after 2, you have no more even numbers already. Because every even number can divide by 2, so they are not a prime number. So it's always start with 2. Then you will go to 3. Then cannot be 4 So 5. 5 can divide by 2 or 3 or not? Cannot. 7. Then 6 cannot be. 8 cannot be. So 9. 9 can divide by 3, so 9 cannot. It's like that one. Whether it can divide by the earlier number. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 still cannot divide by any number. 13 cannot divide by any number. But it's 15. 15 can divide by 3, can divide by 5. So 15 is not a prime number. So first we write down 2, then we go to test all the odd number. Okay, that is how I remember. That's why 15 cannot. Then even number definitely cannot. Okay, so prime factorization, we want to keep dividing by prime numbers. And then we always start with the smallest one, 2. So 72 I want to try. Oh, can divide by 2 or not? Yes, can. Become 36. Then I will continue to try 2. 36 can divide by 2 or not? Oh, can. 18. 18 can divide by 2 or not? Oh, can. Then I still divide. Then when I still try to divide by 2, 9 cannot divide by 2 already lah. Then I will try the next prime number. Can divide by 3 or not? Can. Then when the last ended up with a prime number, then stop already. Okay? So whether you write it like a pyramid or a tree, or whether you write it in a ladder form, the steps are all the same. I keep dividing by the smallest prime number followed by the next smallest prime number. So same, I divide by 2, I still can divide by 2, I still can divide by 2, I cannot divide by 2 already, I try 3. Okay? So both methods actually what you do is the same. It's just how you present them. Okay? If the number haven't end yet, then I will try whether can divide by 5. Whether can continue to divide by 7. Okay? But if it end like that already, then yeah lah. 72 is equals to 2 times itself 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. Then multiply by its 3 2 times. So this is the prime factorized form. 72 is also the same as 2 cubed times 3 squared. Okay, let's say I want to find the prime highest common factor of, let's say, 72 and 60. One way is I can put them on a ladder. Then I want common factor. So I just keep finding whether they are common factor. Can they both be divided by 2? Can, then I write down. Still can, then I write down. Can I still divide by 2? 18 can, 15 cannot. So I cannot divide by 2 already. Then I will try the next common factor. 18 can divide by 3? Yes. 15 can divide by 3? Yes. So 3 is a common factor. Then I write down. Then 6 and 5 don't have already lor. So we stop here already. So the highest common factors is made up of all these common factors. So the highest common factor is 2 times 2 times 3. This time round, I am not doing prime factorization. I don't leave my answer in factors. I have to multiply them together. So the highest common factor is 12. Okay? Then since we are at the other way, the other method is I also go and prime factorize 60. Then I can write 60 as 2 squared times 3 times 5. When they are in factor form, can you see that 2 cubed is the factor of 72, 3 squared is a factor of 72. If I want highest common factor, the most important word here is common and then factor. So they must belong to both. Then I want, because like that then it's common. Then they're talking away. So 2 cubed is made up of 2 squared times 2. Then here only got 2 squared. So common one means 2 squared. Here have 2 squared. Here also have 2 squared. 2 squared is part of 2 cubed. So the common one I will straight away write down my HCF. The common one is 2 square. Then for the 3, common one, here is 3, here is 3 square. 3 square contains 3. So the common one is 3. Okay? So it's like that. Is 5 common or not? Here got 5, here don't have 5, so it's not common. So highest common factor, I can only choose what is common. That's why if looking at the prime factor itself, I can also get my highest common factor is 2 square times 3 equals to 12. Okay? Or if I go and think, I go and relate, which one do I pick? Do I pick 2 cube or do I pick 2 square? Do I pick 3 square or do I pick just 3? I can use the word factor. Highest common factor. Factor is a smaller number. Factor, I want to divide something by a factor. So the factor is a smaller number. So I pick the smallest between the two. 2 cube and 2 square, I choose 2 square. 3 and 3 square, I choose 3. Have 5, don't have 5, I choose don't have 5. So the factor can help me choose when it's in this form. On the other hand, this is HCF. Now I go to LCM. If I want lowest common multiple, the important word here is multiple. Okay? Multiple is a big number. 2 multiplied by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will become even bigger and bigger. Okay? So multiples is a big number. So how I choose the factors to get my LCM? I will choose the bigger one because I want multiple. So within 2 square and 2 cube, I will choose 2 cube. Within 3 and 3 square, I will choose 3 square because I want multiple. Between 5 and don't have 5, I will choose 5. Then I can get my LCM. Lowest common multiple. Okay? So when they are arranged in their prime factors, how I choose for highest common factor and lowest common multiple, I think about factor. Factor is small. So I choose the smaller one. Smaller one is don't have. If I want lowest common multiple, so I choose the bigger one. Don't have and have, I choose have. Okay? So this is how we do HCF, LCM. One more question that may come out from your prime factorization. 72. Is 72 a perfect square? 72 is 2 cube times 3 square. So it is not a perfect square. 72 by itself is not a perfect square. A perfect square must have even power for all the prime factors. But right now, 3, yes, even power 2. But 2 is cube, so 2, this one got problem. This is the problem that makes 72 not a perfect square. If I want to multiply one number to 72 and make the result a perfect square, meaning 72 times a number, let's say I multiply p, then I tell you 72p is a perfect square. What is this p that I have to multiply? I look at here, I know that I need to multiply another. Right now, I am lacking a 2. If I 2 cube times 3 square, if I multiply a 2 to this number, then my 2 will result with 2 to the power of 4. Then it will make the result a perfect square because the powers are even. Meaning, if I want to multiply a number to 72 to make the result perfect square, means that my P must be equals to 2. Because multiplying 2 will make this power become even. That is how we determine what do we need to multiply to the number. Okay, one more example on this kind of question. Let's say I have 6 equals to 2 times 3. 6 itself is not a perfect square. If I want to make 6 multiply Q become a perfect square, what do I need to multiply 6 by? Looking at here, I need to multiply a 2, then it can become 2 square. Then I also need to multiply a 3 so that it can become 3 square. So all together, I need to multiply 2, I need to multiply 3. That's why my Q is 2 times 3 equals to 6. Here, 2 times 3 equals to 6. Okay, so how much I multiply by determines on how many prime factor don't have even power. Then I have to make them even power. Okay, then. But this one usually is the last mark of the question. If you cannot get it now, practice a few more times. By the time you Sec 4, should be able to get it. Okay, this is one of the hardest part of this question. Okay, area. Can Okay, area of shapes. I told you already, all shapes, if I want to find area, I only remember base times height. Triangle, half times base times height. My height and my base must be 90 degrees apart. Any square, rectangle is just base times height. You may remember it as length times breadth, but actually your length times breadth must be 90 degrees apart. So there's no difference calling it whether it is base times height or length times breadth. They must be 90 degrees apart. Then if we have a parallelogram, it is also base times height. Just that you need to know the 90 degrees apart one. Meaning, if I know this length, if this is my base, then I need to know a 90 degree distance between the parallel line. Here, so I need to know this. Between the parallel line, what is this distance? Then I can take base times height. Okay? Sometimes they may give you the height outside. They may give you this height to tell you it's between the two parallel lines. Then you must know which number to use. They may also give you this number over here. Maybe call this Y. They may give you this slanted height and this base, but you must know my base and height should be 90 degrees apart. I cannot take my B and multiply by my Y. I must take my B and multiply by my height. Base and height 90 degrees apart. Okay, one more. Trapezium. Trapezium, only one pair of parallel. Okay? So there is only one base and height that we can take, and that is if I know the distance between the parallel line, then I will be able to find. I must know this distance between the parallel line for trapezium. Then how do I do my base times height? Now if I have this height, my two bases are different. They are parallel line, but they are different length. So if I still want a base, means I need to take the average of the two different lengths, which is why it becomes I need to take the average of the two different lengths. Then plus them together, divide by 2. Then when I multiply by the height, I can find the area. So it is all base times height actually. Continue. The exception to area, there is one special shape circle. The area is not base times height anymore. The area is, this one have to remember lah, pi r square. Pi is a number inside your calculator. So any circle in the world, as long as I know the radius, I can know the area. I just need to square the area and multiply by pi. Any circle in the whole wide world. As long as you know the radius, you can find the area. As long as you know the radius, you can also find the circumference. The circumference is always 2 pi times r. The circumference or the perimeter of a circle. Okay? Okay. Then let's go to my favorite topic. Okay, how many terms are there? 4. Terms are separated by plus and minus. Then by default, if don't have plus, don't have minus, means it is a plus. So all together now you have 4 terms. The 4 terms are plus 6x, minus 9y, minus 5x, and plus 4y. Then back to our primary school mathematics. If I have numbers, all plus and minus, I can add any one together first. I can rearrange 6 plus 4 first, then minus 9 minus 5. I can rearrange them, plus and minus, doesn't matter one. So for algebra, when I have 4 terms, also same. I can put which one first, which one later, also never mind. That's why I will want to put all those with x together, put all those with y together. Meaning, I will put my 6x together with my minus 5x. I just shift this third term in front of minus 9y. Okay? Then my minus 9y is still minus 9y, just that it comes a bit behind. Then plus 4y. Then I can group them together already. Okay? So when I group them together, 6x minus 5x, it is just like 6 apple take away 5 apple, I left with 1 apple. If I take away 9y, then I plus 4y. Got minus, got plus. So remember I told you all one good way to remember this is by remembering on the number line. Negative go here, plus go here. So they are going opposite direction. So now I go minus 9y already, then I plus back 4y. So the result is actually the difference of them. Okay, so I go minus 9, then I plus back 4. Or I can just key into calculator. Then it will end up still have minus 9y, minus 5y. The negative of 9 is too powerful. That's why I plus back 4, it is still negative. It is still negative 5y. Okay? If you are very familiar already, you don't need to go and rearrange them. You can straight away look at the first one, then you think 6x minus 5x, that's why x. Minus 9y, plus 4y, that's why minus 5y. You can straight away do the grouping yourself. X with X, Y with Y. Do your own grouping, then you will get the answer. Okay. All this is not equation. All these are just algebraic expression. Nobody give you equal sign, so don't need to think about equation yet. We are just moving the x, y terms around. Then if I have like that, actually now the bell not so loud already. Got bell, actually I still can talk. Okay, when I see this string of expression, algebraic expression, what must come to my mind is not just, this is a string of numbers and alphabet. I must know, I must be reading this as, I have 8 multiply x. There are 8 times of x, then minus 3 times of a bracket, and inside the bracket got 2x minus 4. 2x means 2 times of x. Okay, so 8x minus 3, this bracket is actually a multiplication. Every time you have something in between no signs one, it is a multiplication. Okay, so how would I approach this question? 8x, I can keep it first. Then I am subtracting 3 times of this bracket. 3 times of this bracket means inside the bracket got 2 things. If I want to subtract 3 times of this bracket, means I have to subtract 3 times of everything inside the bracket. So I have to subtract 3 times of 2x. That is when our rainbow method comes in. I need to subtract 3 times of 2x. I need to subtract 3 times of negative 4. So 3 times of 2x is 6x. 3 times 2x. Then minus 3 times of 2x. So I need to minus 6x. I want to minus 3 times of negative 4. Then I must be thinking, minus will become plus. 3 times 4 will become 12. Okay? That's why minus become plus. This one is minus a positive. That's why it is still minus. But when I minus a negative, it will become plus. This one very important. Okay, then I can combine already. These 2 terms got x, so I can combine them. This term don't have x, so I just leave it as a number behind. 8x minus 6x is 2x. So this is the final answer. This is the simplified form already. Simplified form means no bracket one. Can Okay, then we come to equations. For equations, later. For equations, a very important word is solve. When you see this solve, meaning end of the day your answer should be x equals to what? What is x? Okay, this word solve is linked to x equals to what? So if I want you to solve 7x plus 2 equals to 16. Equal sign means left and right are the same. 7x plus 2 is the same as 16. Okay? So what is the value of x that will make my left hand side 16? if I just go by thinking or trial and error, when x equals to 2, 7 times 2 is 14, 14 plus 12 is 16. So my x is 2 lor, when I want to solve. But we will not be able to do this when the number is very complicated. That is why there is a systematic way of solving equation, and that is I keep writing equation until I am left with x on one side. So here, my left hand side right now got 7x, got 2. Then I want to remove 2 first, because plus minus is easier to remove. So I want to remove the plus 2 by subtracting 2. If I just look at the left hand side itself, I don't look at the 16, I just look here. My job is to from 7x plus 2 become x. So from 7x plus 2 to become x, first thing I have to minus away 2. I want to minus away these 2, then I can get closer and closer to becoming x. So when I minus 2, I must also do the same on the right, because left is the same as right. When I minus 2, my 2 will disappear. Then when I minus 2, on the right hand side, it will appear as a minus 2. So it also looks like my plus 2 cross the equal sign, plus change to minus. Whichever way easier for you to remember. Okay? Actually, you are subtracting 2 on both sides. Then 7x is 14. We get closer already. If 7x is 14, what is x? From 7x to become x, I need to divide by 7. No? So when I divide 7x by 7, I can get x. Then because I want to divide left hand side, I must also divide the right hand side. Then I will get x equals to 2. So I keep writing equation until I have this x equals to 2. So for the linear equation, it is just like that only, very simple one. Then even when I have x at different places, let's say I want to solve this. Still, when I say solve, I want to see what is the value of x that can make left hand side, right hand side the same. So now you see difficult already. How I try? Is x equals to 1, then I have to, or is x equals to 2, or is x equals to what? Then can make balance both. So, same. I just remember when I want to solve, I want to keep writing equation until x is alone on one side. Then I can solve already. So how do I slowly from here to come here? I write equation, I put all the numbers together, I put all the x together. So how do I put the numbers together? Here got 11, here got minus x, here got 2x, here got 2. I prefer to work with positive x's. So I don't want to shift my 2x here. I want to shift my x to the right hand side instead. How do I shift this minus x across? I plus x. So it will appear on the right. Then it will disappear from the left. Okay? Minus x become plus x over here. Similarly, I want to put all the numbers together. I don't want this 2 on the right. I want the 2 on the left. Then how do I remove this 2 from the right? I minus 2. So it appears over this side as minus 2. Once I am able to group the numbers together, group the x's together, 11 minus 2 is 9. So this one requires you to be able to do your addition, subtraction like that, line by line. 11 minus 2 is 9. 2x plus x is 3x. Until now, you can either switch them, left switch to right, right switch to left, or you can first do your division also can. Now I have 3x, but I know finally I want 1x. So 3x, how to become 1x? Divide by 3. If I divide 3x by 3, I will have 1x. If I divide 9 by 3, I will have 3. Oh. Then this line is telling me x is the same as 3, or 3 is the same as x. If 3 is the same as x, means x is the same as 3 lor. I just switch their left and right. This one don't need to change their sign, because I'm just saying left is the same as right, right is the same as left. Can? Okay, 5-minute break. 5-minute break. Now you can go fill up water bottle. Let's see, continue. Next. Number line. Are y'all able to read what is L? Huh? 0.8 is wrong. 0. Anything is wrong. Why? Going right side is positive. Going left side is negative. So this is 0.8 in value, but you miss out the direction. Anything going here. So here is negative 0.2, negative 0.4, negative 0.6, negative 0.8. So you must say negative 0.8, not just 0.8. Okay. Are you able to draw an arrow and indicate negative 1 out of 5? Then label it M. What should you do? Negative 1 over 5, where is it? Here all easier to see in decimal. So you change your negative 1 over 5 to decimal lah. So it will become negative 0.2. So now that you know it is 0.2, are you able to draw an arrow and indicate? Go to negative 0.2. Same law. The arrow look like this. You draw an arrow law. Then say that this point is M. Okay? Can? If you are asked to indicate 0 square root of 0.09 and label it as N, what do? You press calculator. What is square root of 0.09? You press calculator, you get 0.3. Then you go to 0.3 and label. Where is your 0.3? Very good. Here is 0.2, here is 0.4. So you go to in between them lor. Then say this is N. Okay? Because each of these points is 0.2. You go and divide. There are how many parts ma? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of them is 0.2 ma. So if you want 0.3, you go in between them lor. Can? So number line is like that only. Just right side is positive, left hand side is negative. How you indicate, how you look for your values. Okay? Next, my favorite again. One minute, $5. Okay. When I see this thing given to me, what must come to my mind? Again, I don't just see a string of number and alphabet. I must be thinking, this is a fraction divided by a fraction. Okay? It's a fraction divided by a fraction. And if I go to my primary school knowledge, fraction divided by fraction, I change it to multiply. Then when I change it to multiply, what do? I flip. So the front one don't change. I change it to multiply. Then I flip the numerator and denominator. So my denominator go numerator, numerator go denominator. This is the very first thing I should be doing. Okay? Then again, I don't see this as a string of numbers and alphabet. I must be thinking, the numerator here is actually 8 times x cubed times y5. Okay? It is actually multiplication. 8 times x cubed times y5 divided by 25. Then the other fraction, I must be thinking this one is 5 times y over 16 times x. When they are all multiplication, if I think back to my primary school mathematics, all these are multiplication. If primary school mathematics, I know 2 times 2 times 3 times 7, below got 2 times 7. What are the things I can do? They are all multiplication, I can cancel them. 2 and 2 cancel, 7 and 7 cancel. So when I'm dealing with all this, also same one. Anything that can cancel, I cancel. So when I look at 8 and when I look at the x and the y's and the numbers, it is no difference. They are all multiplication. 8 and 16 both can divide by 8. So I will go and cancel them. So when I cancel, 8 divided by 8 become 1. 16 divided by 8 become 2. 5 and 25 I can also cancel. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Then what about the x and the y's? I can also cancel. Because they are all multiplication, they are all factors. So here bottom got 1x. Here top got x to the power of 3. I want to cancel away one of the x. Then my x cubed at first got x times x times x. I cancel away one of them. Then I'll be left with 2 of them. Okay? Same for my y. Oh, y don't have. Y only at the top already. Then I'm just going to multiply them together. So, I'll be left with 8 become 1 already. 1 times x squared is x squared. Y to the power of 5 times another y. So y to the power of 6. Then bottom, 5 times 2 is 10. Then I have no more x or y. So this is the answer. Hey, that's why I still keep talking. I want to shift y'all. Can? If you break it down into all the step by step, you understand what they are saying. Algebra is actually the easiest one. Plus, minus, times, divide only. Okay, next we go to substitution. I give you this equation or formula, then I tell you find L when U is equals to 3, T is equals to 5, A is equals to -2. So as an equation, all these can be different numbers. Then when they ask you to find a specific L, they give you all these numbers already. So your job is just to put these numbers inside the original equation. So my L is equals to, and the technique of substitution I told you already. Everything that you don't change, you don't change. You never substitute, you don't change. Anything that you substitute, you put them in a bracket. So at first it is U. Now my U is 3. So when I replace U with 3, I put 3 in a bracket. Here is U times T. So same, I am replacing T. Now T is 5. I want to replace T with 5. I put 5 in a bracket. Bottom, at first they write me a bracket, I keep the bracket. When I want to replace U with 3, I put U inside a bracket. At first it's U minus A. This minus belongs to the original equation. So I never substitute the minus, so the minus is still there. I still have my minus. I am substituting A. So I must replace A with a bracket. And A is now -2. So what should go inside the bracket is -2. I am replacing A with -2, so I put -2 inside a bracket. Then, still have this closed bracket, then I put my closed bracket lor. If I can put all these number like that, I write it out correctly, then I go and put this exact same thing into my calculator. My calculator will give me the correct answer. Okay? The common mistake here is not using bracket. You never put your -2 inside a bracket. Then here U minus -2, you just put 3 minus 2. Then wrong already. Because we are subtracting -2. So you cannot, don't put bracket. You must put a bracket. Okay? Then you have calculator, put everything inside calculator. I don't have calculator, I must go and do some working. 3 plus 2. So equals to 15 over 5 equals to 3. Okay? When you remember to put your bracket, here will become 3 plus 2 instead of 3 minus 2. Because we are subtracting -2. So the bracket will help us. How? Good? Good. Okay, can. Next, volume. Volume of prism. So, let's say I have this triangle shaped prism. Volume of this prism means what is the total space inside this solid three-dimensional object. So how do we find this amount of volume that is inside? I told you all before, if you have a prism, the two ends are the same. So how we generated this prism is like, I have this bottom triangle. This bottom triangle, if I have an area, I keep stacking this same triangle. Keep stack triangle, keep stack triangle, keep stack this triangle. When I stack them up, finally, I will have this prism. To be high enough. So the space that is taken by the prism is actually this bottom triangle, the area, multiplied by this height. Okay? Because in reality, I need to put how many triangle? I cannot count one. Because each triangle, when I talk about area, don't have thickness at all. I cannot say I multiply by 1000 triangle. So, the actual volume that we find is the area, the base area, multiplied by the height. How much height I have. Then it will be the volume of the prism. Okay? Your base area or your cross-section area can be different shape. It can be a triangle. Then my volume will become half times base times height, then multiply by the height. The area of the triangle multiplied by this height. Yeah. H2 lah, another different height. If my prism is square base, if it's a square base, then the volume will be the square, area of the square multiplied by the height. If my end is a trapezium, my n is a trapezium, then this trapezium is multiplied by this height. Then also same, I will go and find the area of this trapezium, multiply by this height, then I can get the total volume. Hello, don't come and disturb my lesson. Ari, are you following or not? Okay, Ken. So volume of prism is always the base area multiplied by the height. Your two base area must be the same shape. That is how you know it is the base area. Okay? By this extension, there is a special case of a prism. And the special case is called a cylinder. Your cylinder is also a prism. Just that the base is a circle. Okay? So also no change. The volume will be your base area multiplied by the height. And this time your base area of a circle, pi r square. That's why the volume is pi r square, then multiplied by the height. Okay, Ken? Total surface area is the amount of area that is covering your object. Ken? That one we skip for now. Done? Yes. Okay, next topic. Do y'all still remember what is hire purchase? Buying something, pay later. Okay? Percentage, pay a deposit. Then after that, every month I pay some money. Okay? So example, I want to buy a handphone. My handphone, if pay by cash, is $2,000. I don't have $2,000 now. I can pay a deposit. So depending on the hire purchase term, maybe they let me pay $500 first, then the $500 will be called a deposit. Okay? When I pay this $500, I take the handphone. Actually, I still owe $1,500. Okay? This one we can call it the balance. Okay? But when I owe people money, I don't just pay back $1,500 anymore. They will require me to pay an interest. When I borrow money, I need to pay an interest. So all these interest may be in percentage, maybe in percentage. Maybe 1 year I return 2% or 3%. So I may be paying at an interest rate of 3% per annum. So in the end, I don't just pay $1,500, I have to pay more. How much more? If I repay the $1,500 in 1 year, I'll be paying 3% more. So 3% of $1,500 is $45. Okay? So in the end, I will be paying back $1,545 instead of $1,500. If I am paying back in monthly installment, so that is where the word come in. Monthly installment means I am paying back money, every month pay back a bit. So altogether I owe 1,545. Then in 1 year, every month I pay back how much? One year got 12 months, so 1,545. I divide it by 12 months. That will be my monthly installment. That term is called monthly installment. So every month I pay back $128.75. Can those are the meaning of the words that you all may see. What is interest rate lah? What is deposit? What is monthly installment? Okay, so you must understand all this. The question may give you in another direction or another way. They tell you, you pay deposit $500, and then they tell you your monthly installment is $130. Then you pay for, let's say, 24 months. Then they ask you to work back. How much total in the end do you pay? Then you must know. Every month pay 130, 24 months, I multiply by 24. $3,120. Then I still need to, I already paid the deposit. So in the end, the total cost is $3,620. Okay? So they may ask you in different ways, but you must know what the terms means. Then you can go and work backwards also. Can move on. Next one, I want to talk about income tax. Cheers. You want to go refill water or what? Oh, go. I thought you raising your water bottle to cheers with me. Okay, we wait a while for Wei Kiet. Okay, income tax. Income refers to the salary that I earn. Then usually it is given as a yearly thing. So income for this year, let's say, if I earn 50,000 a year, number one thing, we have mentioned this before in class. Not all the money that you earn. Cheng Xuan, Elijah, I thought I moved you all before. Then now still talking. Okay, for income, not every dollar that I earn will be taxed. There are some parts out of this 50,000 that government may say, oh, don't need to tax. So this don't need to tax one, they are called relief. Okay? Relief means no need tax. So, out of this 50,000 that I earn, Amira, tell your mother. Okay, out of this 50,000, maybe the government will say, I have 2,000 relief for taking care of my mother. 2,000 relief for taking care of parents. Maybe I can have another 1,000 relief for taking care of young children or my young child. So all these relief will be added up. Then I have to subtract it from my 50,000. So I minus 2,000, I minus 1,000. So in the end, this is my taxable income. So what is being taxed is my total income, subtract my total relief. How much relief I have? The relief means I don't need to be taxed. Okay? So maybe I only need to pay tax for this $47,000. Then, how much tax do I pay? They may give me a table. First, 20,000. Second, or the second 20,000. Then third 20,000. Because our government or most countries, they practice progressive taxing, meaning the more I earn, the more percentage I pay as income tax. Okay? So maybe the first 20,000 is no need tax one. No tax. Okay? Then if I have 47,000 income, the first 20,000 don't need to be taxed. Or the tax rate for the first 20,000 is 0. So I'm left with 27,000. Then the next 20,000, maybe I'm taxed 5%. So out of this 27,000, 20,000 will be taxed at 5%. Then the next finally left with 7,000. This 7,000 may be taxed at 10%. Okay? So that is income tax. First you have a relief. Then after that, you have a table. You have to go and see how much of your income fall under which bracket, which tax bracket. Usually the first tax bracket is don't need to be taxed. Then what is left, then you see is being taxed at how much, what is the percentage. Then you go and multiply. Okay? Then after that, this 20,000, 5% will give me $1,000 tax. Then this 7,000 I tax at 10%. So I pay another $700. So altogether I need to pay $1,700 for tax for this year. Okay? Can understand the idea? Relief means you don't need to be taxed for this amount of money. Then the rest you read the table. See how much money is being taxed at what percentage. Then read from there. Then you can go and calculate. Once you understand, the calculation is easy. Just multiplication and percentages. Okay? Last topic that I want to go through. Distance, speed, and time. The relationship between distance, speed, and time. One way that I share with you all is your triangle DST. From there, if I want distance, when I want distance, I cover distance. When I cover my distance, S and T, they are side by side. So it is distance equals to side by side, so it's a multiplication. If I want speed, I cover my speed, I cover here. Then what is left is D over T. Meaning, if I want speed, speed is distance over time. If I want time, I cover my time. Then what is left? D over S. So distance, time is distance divided by speed. So these are the three relationships that you may need to use, but all of them actually come from one. You know this, you can help you remember the rest. Or if you remember one of them, with your algebraic manipulation, you can get all three also. Okay? So another way that you can use, you think of speed. Speed. What is a speed that you can think of? Something that you have seen in your speedometer. Speedometer. Maybe you can think of 80 kilometer per hour. So kilometer per hour itself actually give you an idea. Speed is actually, kilometer is a distance, hour is a time. So from there you know already, speed is distance divided by time. Then if I want distance, I manipulate, I don't want T at the bottom, I multiply T, I will get, hey, don't angry speed times time is my distance. Then from here, if I want time, time is, I just divide both sides by speed. Then I can get distance divided by speed is my time. So same, no matter you remember by this way, you remember by this way, as long you remember one, you should be able to get the rest. Can? Then I want to touch on the last thing, the idea of average speed. What is the difference between speed and average speed? Actually, no difference one. Average speed is still distance divided by time, just that we don't care what happened in between. We only care about the final total distance. We only care about the final total time. Okay? So this one I'll give you an example. David walked 3 kilometers from town A to town B. He took 30 minutes. Then David stayed at town B for 30 minutes. Then after that, David walked from town B to town C, which was 5 kilometers away. He took 1 hour. Find his average speed for entire journey. Okay, think. What are the things you need? Actually, you are given everything already. Am I able to find the average speed for his whole journey? Almir, are you thinking or not? What are the information you need? Are you given all the information?
We're given the time, the distance, the time.
So if I want to find average speed is total time divided by total distance divided by total time. Where is my laser pointer? Here. Huh? 4,000 in kilometer per hour. 4. Okay. How I will find is I first find total distance. So from A, he walked 3 kilometers to B, then B walked 5 kilometers to C. So his total distance is 3 plus 5. That is his total distance. Okay? Then the total time he took 30 minutes, then rest for 30 minutes. This rest is also included because I only care about the total. So he rest, I also calculate it. So meaning 30 minutes plus 30 minutes is 1 hour. Then the final walk he took 1 more hour. So altogether he took 2 hours. So in kilometer per hour that will be 8 kilometer per 2 hours. So 8 divided by 2, so 4 kilometer per hour. Okay, correct, Askar. This is the whole idea. But in the question, sometimes they may not straight away tell you 3 kilometers. They may not straight away tell you he took 30 minutes. They may give you the speed. Then you go and work out the distance. They give you the speed, then you go and work out the time. But the whole idea is, I add the total distance, I add the total time, then I just divide. Okay? Okay, if you can do all these questions, you sure get A1. It's like that. You make too much mistakes, then can